All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our press conference regarding the auto theft ring that was busted. My name is Warren Trent. I am the Public Information Manager for the Arizona Department of Public Safety. And before we get started officially, I just want a couple of housekeeping rules. Our speakers will be available for questions following our press conference. Just ask that you hold your questions until then. And just want to also let you know that we're grateful for the media being present for today. So the first speaker that you will hear from is going to be Lieutenant Colonel Ken Hunter, who is the Deputy Director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety. We do have some new information for you today.
Thank you, Warren. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ken Hunter, spelled K-E-N-H-U-N-T-E-R. I'm the Deputy Director for the Department of Public Safety. I'd like to thank everyone for being here. I'd especially like to thank the Maricopa County Attorney, Rachel Mitchell, for being here. Commander Ure from the Apache Junction Police Department. Also Lieutenant Campa from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. And also Commander Ed Mark from the Surprise Police Department. Collaboration and successful adjudication of investigations like this would not be possible without our collaboration, our relationships with your agency. So again, thank you for being here. I also want to introduce, I forgot one person, and that's the Assistant Director of the Arizona Auto Theft Authority, and that's Assistant Director McGuffin, who's also here. Speaking of the Auto Theft Authority, since 1996, the Arizona Department of Public Safety has led the Vehicle Theft Task Force. This task force is made of multiple jurisdiction and multiple agency law enforcement officers. And their goal is, and their mission is to curb auto thefts throughout the state of Arizona and to bring those to justice that continue to commit that crime throughout the state of Arizona. This task force is made possible through the support of the governor, the state legislature, and funding provided by the Arizona Auto Theft Authority. So we're very appreciative for their continued support. This case is a true testament of the work ethic and the tenacity of the detectives, deputies, and other detectives assigned to the Vehicle Theft Task Force. Months of surveillance and investigatory methods were used during this operation. This investigation showed this was a coordination effort of individuals using sophisticated means to steal high-end vehicles throughout the state of Arizona. These vehicles were transported into Mexico to continue the efforts and further goals of transnational criminal organizations. Theft of high vehicles is a significant problem in our state. It affects family, businesses, insurance companies, and in this case, a total of 22 high-end vehicles were recovered with an estimated worth of $1.4 million were recovered due to the great work of our Vehicle Theft Task Force detectives. For many, vehicle theft is considered a property crime. However, us in law enforcement know that it has much more significant impacts. Vehicle theft has been directly tied to violent and organized crime. As we saw in the video of the truck theft in Waddell, this organization chose to introduce the threat of violence by being armed. We're very fortunate that no one was injured or worse by the suspects involved in this case. The Arizona Department of Public Safety remains committed to working with our communities, our partner law enforcement agencies, to increase public safety throughout the state of Arizona. We also ask for the public's health to be vigilant and to work with their law enforcement agencies to report any suspicious or criminal activity. Again, thank you for being here at today's event. And now I'd like to introduce Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell.
Thank you very much, and I just want to echo what you said about the importance of collaboration between all of the different departments and agencies that you see up here to tackle this type of potentially very violent crime. I'm here to announce the grand jury indictment of 4 individuals. Their names are Jorge Aguilar, Andrew Reyes, Luis Rodriguez, and Douglas Zelaya. They are accused of operating an elaborate stolen vehicle ring in Maricopa County. This ring involves stealing vehicles, falsifying VIN numbers and license plates, and transporting the stolen vehicles across the border into Mexico. Now, I do need to say that charges are not evidence and people are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But the charges are as follows. Between September 23rd and November 1st of this year, these individuals are charged with engaging in a coordinated illegal effort to profit at the expense of our community's safety and trust. Their actions represent not only a significant financial loss to victims, but also a grave threat to public safety. Each of the defendants now faces serious felony charges, including the following: 12 counts of theft of means of transportation. Those are class 3 felonies. 1 count of trafficking in stolen property in the first degree, that's a class 2. 1 count of fraudulent schemes and artifices, also a class 2. 2 counts of conducting a chop shop, class 4 felonies. 3 counts of forgery, class 4 felonies. And 3 counts of criminal impersonation, class 6 felonies. Additionally, Andrew Reyes has been charged with misconduct involving weapons, which further underscores the dangerous nature of this operation. These crimes have far-reaching consequences for victims, as stolen vehicles are often essential to their livelihoods and their daily lives. So let me be very clear. My office will not tolerate enterprises that target the hardworking people of Maricopa County. We are committed to pursuing justice and holding those who engage in organized crime accountable for their actions. Again, I want to thank the law enforcement agencies and investigators whose diligent work led to these indictments. To those who believe that they can exploit our community and our community members with similar schemes, know that the police and the county attorney's office are watching and will act decisively to protect the people of Maricopa County. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Our next speaker will be Captain Eric Axlund from the Arizona Department of Public Safety Vehicle Theft Task Force.
Good afternoon, Captain Eric Axlund, ERIKAXLUND. I'm the Vehicle Theft Task Force Commander for the state of Arizona. I'm going to give a quick summary of what occurred. On September 23rd, 2024, detectives with the Arizona Department of Public Safety Vehicle Theft Task Force were contacted by the Phoenix Police Department regarding 3 stolen pickup trucks in North Phoenix. These trucks were located by the task force and 2 suspects were apprehended. On October 2nd, 2024, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office contacted the task force regarding a stolen truck utilizing an AK-47 type weapon parked in a driveway at a residence in Waddell. This investigation then expanded into a multi-month investigation of an organized group of individuals using sophisticated technology to steal high-end pickup trucks. Individuals under surveillance were tied to the highly publicized incident in Waddell. The Vehicle Theft Task Force worked alongside the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office to bring these individuals to justice. Using a variety of investigative tools and tactics, I'm proud to say that 4 individuals, Jorge Aguilar, Andrew Reyes, Luis Rodriguez, and Douglas Zelaya, have been arrested in connection with the Waddell case, as well as the theft of a total of 22 vehicles valued at approximately $1.4 million. I want to be clear, this was not a chop shop case. These vehicles were not being dismantled for parts. These vehicles were specifically being ordered by a transnational criminal organization in Mexico with plans to have them being delivered south of the border for further use. The Arizona Vehicle Theft Task Force is a multi-agency unit primarily funded through a grant from the Arizona Automobile Theft Authority, and I would like to thank the different agencies that are part of the task force. The Apache Junction Police Department, the Arizona Department of Insurance, Surprise Police Department, Tucson Police Department, Marana Police Department, the Pima County Sheriff's Office, Yuma Police Department. Each of these agencies has provided personnel to be part of this task force. Large cases like these would not be possible without the cooperation from these agencies. I can go over a few things that perhaps people could do to prevent this sort of theft on their vehicles. Steps a person can take to prevent thefts of their own automobiles. Park in a secured area, a steering wheel lock, ignition interlock device, sort of a lock or a hidden switch, an onboard diagnostic port lock, aftermarket alarm, or even a tracking device like an AirTag. That is all. Thank you.
All right, we can open it up for questions that any of you may have.
I know a lot of focus was put on the Waddell case. Were there other situations where somebody was pointing a rifle at the house in the same manner? Was that the same thing with all 22 cars, or was that just the Waddell case?
The question asked was the Waddell case, there was a rifle being pointed at a house. Were there other cases similar to these with these other 22 cars where rifles were pointed at residences? And I'd say no. Numerous weapons were found during these arrests, and these subjects were usually armed during these activities, yes.
But they weren't necessarily pointed at the rifle?
That is correct.
I guess what was their tactic? Was it different for every single case? Did they just point a gun at someone and say, give me the keys, or did they break into the car and figure out how to start it that way? Or what can someone really do to not fall victim to that?
So this was a well-trained criminal ring, and they had a very sound method of stealing these types of vehicles. They utilized technology. They'd force break into your vehicle. They'd disable the alarm, the horn, force break into the vehicle, and then utilize technology to start the vehicle and drive it off.
And did it all happen in like driveways, was it parking lots, or was it all different?
Driveways and parking lots mostly, yes.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on how do you pinpoint these vehicles in order to get to the suspects and being arrested?
We locate the vehicles and we put them under surveillance. Now,
Go into detail about this specific operation. Once you put them into surveillance, what happened next?
the two trucks up from North Phoenix, they started to roll down south. We ended up getting into a pursuit with them. I believe one of the vehicles was pitted, and suspect took off on foot and was apprehended shortly thereafter.
Did they ever share any information as to how much they were getting paid to do this, or who contacted them about doing this? How did that all work?
We apprehended information from their telephones that explained a lot, and it'll be put out in this case.
Is there any kind of perspective on how much money they were getting to do this?
I believe one suspect said they were getting $8,000 per vehicle.
What specifically do you believe these trucks are doing south of the border? You said perpetuate additional criminal activity, but are there any specifics you guys have learned?
Nothing that I can say specifically attached to this, but I believe that a criminal organization down south is using them.
And about that criminal organization, we spoke to some subject matter experts who believe that's cartel activity. Is that what you guys have found as well?
I couldn't link them to any specific cartel.
Is there any way that law enforcement here in Arizona can cut off that communication between transnational criminal organizations south of the border, reaching out to American citizens to help and further their criminal activity? Is there anything that can be done with that?
Yeah, just working together as a community, as a group, law enforcement and stakeholders in the public. I think we can definitely have a positive effect on this.
What are they terribly picky about the kinds of cars they stole?
We see that they were stealing vehicles to utilize to further their enterprise here in in Arizona, to go out and scout for these vehicles, but they primarily liked four-wheel drives, SUVs, and pickup trucks.
Is this technology they were using something you guys have seen before, that ability to start the car using some sort of device around their neck? Is that something you guys have encountered?
Yes, sir. We've been chasing several rings using these devices.
And none of the arrested, none of those arrested, they're not U.S. citizens or their nationality? Are they Mexican-based or?
These four individuals that are arrested are American citizens.
This isn't the first case where we hear that, there's some kind of communication between people in another country trying to get U.S. citizens to commit crimes here. What can you tell me about the fact that this is going on and, the fact that they are contacting people, a lot of the times younger people, to do these types of jobs?
So your question is, what can I say about them contacting?
Yeah, is this something, like I said, we covered a lot of this, but it's not always car theft, so is that something something that DPS is seeing a lot more of?
I do know that social media is out there. It can be used to contact people who would like to make easy money. And whether it's auto theft or human smuggling or drug trafficking, it's available on the web.
I have a question for the county attorney, if that's possible.
Ma'am?
We've encountered similar cases where maybe not auto theft, but dinner time burglaries where transnational criminal organizations are being prosecuted, or people they've contacted are being prosecuted here in Maricopa County. Is there a message you would give to out-of-country criminal organizations that want to prey on citizens in Maricopa County?
The message would be, this is not the place to come. We believe in setting bail here, so you're not going to be getting out so you can return home. We believe in prosecuting and holding people accountable, so it's very likely that you're going to end up in prison. So I would just say this is not the place to come.
I also have a question for you. It's not related to this case, but it's related to the Paul Bissonnette case. Could you answer why the Irish traveler in that case was released without bond?
That is a case that we are looking at. We had to have some additional information, and I'm very aware of it, and we definitely will be staffing that shortly to look at the new evidence that we have.
Is there any update on that case you could share?
That's as much as I can give you at this point.
I don't want to forget this. Were any of the cars recovered here, and did you work with CBP at all when they were crossing the border to scan any of the cars to find them that way?
So were any of the cars recovered here? Yes. I believe we covered 18 of the cars here in Arizona. We did work with CBP, yes, when it came down to the border issues, for sure, along with other county agencies and local agencies in the area.
Were you able to catch any of the cars as they were crossing?
We,
Do these arrests effectively end this?
you want to know if we caught any crossing? We did not. We apprehended them before they crossed.
Yep, very quickly, do these arrests effectively end this criminal enterprise, or are there more players out there that we know of?
And your question is, did it end this enterprise, or are there more people out there doing it?
Does this shut it down? Does this shut the?
This shut this criminal ring down, but there are several other criminal rings out there conducting the same type of business.
Does it work as a deterrence, though, do you think, to announce it like this and say, hey, there's many felony charges these people are facing? Do you think it deters further criminal activity of this kind?
I believe so. I believe word gets out that Arizona's going to come down, and they're going to spend time in prison.
Is there a way to keep your key fob signal from being stolen?
Yes, I'd say she asked if there's a way to keep your key fob signal from being stolen. Now, I wouldn't keep your key fob like in a bowl by your front door. I'd keep it inside the house further in because how far the signal can go. They make a Faraday bag, which is kind of like an old space blanket, which can keep that signal from not being transmitted outside that.
And then the arrests that were made, the indictments, are they linked to any other thefts in Scottsdale particularly, or no?
I'm not sure where all the thefts took place. I'd have to ask the case detective.
All right, everybody, thank you.